Hi, class. I want to thank you over this Labor Day weekend for getting your work done. The social media platform discussion question was just really good, the best of any English 102 class. Usually we do this as a an exercise in class, a group exercise, but you did just amazing job of coming up with some really good ideas. Some of the ideas that Snapchat and Instagram could really use. So you did really well. The Native American essay, for the most part, was really good. Everyone followed the directions that I asked, and you wrote some very good essays. The point of doing essays like this is to develop your skill at reading, thinking, synthesizing, and then writing. Those are kind of the key elements of writing. So what we're going to do now, weeks 3, 4, and 5, is you're going to be working on a commentary essay. I put a PowerPoint and an exercise in this week. So this week we'll cover week 4. We're going to get some help from the library. I sent a whole bunch of stuff to the library to develop critical thinking type of instructions from the library, so we'll get some help with that. Your essay is a commentary which has kind of a constrained order because it develops. It's going to have 5 paragraphs, and you can use. I may change this up. I put APA, but I may allow you to use MLA. If we can get APA instruction, I can get that in. Then we'll use APA for your citation. But your first paragraph introduces some context to your reader, some background about why this commentary is important, plus a thesis, which is that your commentary is a trend of something in society that is having a specific effect. Paragraph 2 identifies your commentary topic and provides some evidence that the trend exists. Paragraph 3 looks at the causes and consequences of this trend and kind of explains what the trend means. Paragraph 4 is the key paragraph. Who's responsible for the trend? How is it being evaluated? And what is your commentary, your take, your new perspective on the trend, which is really what commentary is about. And your paragraph 5 makes a final kind of judgment on what you think this trend is doing in society. So what is commentary? Commentary is kind of an intellectual discussion to inform a reader about something. Let me give you an example. Charles Barkley, Hall of Fame basketball player. He now often gives commentary on basketball. That is, he takes a trend or something happening in the sport and gives his expert opinion on it. Usually it's not very, very positive. So that's kind of the gist of what commentary is really about. So what are you going to write about? Well, anything that's a trend in society now. A really, really good paper by a student last semester was on the trend that Black Friday and Cyber Monday are a trend that are interfering with families being able to enjoy Thanksgiving or enjoy time together. It's a trend of commercialism, in other words. Some of the things that you might want to look at, and on slide 4 of your first slide, of your first PowerPoint, I give some ideas of trends in society that are having an effect. So it has to be something that you can identify, you can see it's having an impact, and you can look at kind of the origins or who's responsible and where the trend is going. For instance, on your discussion question this week, the last slide, I believe it is, slide 7, I have you give a commentary writing prompt. The question is, are cell phones making us less social? So I've established a trend that cell phones are making us less social. So what I'm saying is express it as a trend. Okay, cell phones are a trend that are having some effect. Who are the responsible parties? Well, is it the cell phone manufacturers? Maybe, maybe not. Is it the app and media people like Snapchat, Facebook, and messaging? Well, maybe, because they're kind of responsible for the consequences of what technology and cell phones are doing. Or is it simply pressure on society, the digital age, what Marshall McLuhan called the global village that's putting pressure on everyone to get on board and use the cell phone for everything? Now, next prompt is describe. Is this a good or a bad thing? Maybe you see the ability to have constant digital information, even though you know a lot of it is not very good. Maybe you see that as a good thing, but maybe you see things like cyberbullying, about false information, about people becoming distracted, children losing their ability to concentrate as a negative thing. Then finally, what's your perspective? Without writing in first person, how do you see this trend as overall having an effect on society? So that's kind of the logical structure, the argument, so to speak, of a commentary essay. I put a post and announcements. Have a really good Labor Day. I don't want you to be working tomorrow, but I want you to begin thinking about topics for your commentary. Um, the trend of people not being aware of global warming is a trend that maybe has dire consequences for us all on many levels. The trend of e-learning, e-education. Long before this pandemic business, there was a growing trend of online education and degrees being offered online. Is it positive or is it negative? Charter schools. A student wrote an excellent essay on the trend of taking money from public schools, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, and putting it into charter schools. Is this trend positive or negative? So you're looking at something that is a trend in society. You want to establish its causes or origins, who's responsible for the trend, and where is this trend going? Where is it moving into society? I talk about patterns. Patterns are things that you see that are much larger as a trend. Give me an example of patterns. The pattern of alternate transportation. We see these scooters. We see ride sharing, Uber and Lyft. They're part of a pattern of changing the way that we procure transportation. In fact, one of the consequences I can tell you is college students are buying less and less cars. And it's part of it is green, part of it is money, but it's also because now students can get around with scooters, skateboards, and with Uber and Lyft and whatnot. They don't even need a car because the trend expanded to you can procure food through DoorDash and such. That's what I mean by a pattern. So work on finding a commentary topic. If you want to run it by me, run it by me. I'll give you some help with it. No problem with that at all. And again, thank you so much for getting your work done on time this week. It's really cool. So take tomorrow off and look at the PowerPoints, and I'll be putting some other things in this week. I really want you to just kind of look and focus on what you might be able to do as a commentary for your essay. Then I'm pretty sure I'll have some information a little bit later about our coordination with the library to get some library instruction, because you will need sources for this paper. This is a formal paper that you're going to have a works cited or references page. Okay, we'll have a good Labor Day, and I'll talk to you Tuesday. Okay, thank you.